movement system, you'll notice when he was flying down, he was going straight down. You know, the dragon was catching up to wherever he was trying to go. You know, when he would turn to the left, then the dragon would turn to the left. You know, I said he was just using Unreal's built-in directional based movement system, and all he did was he took the map that came, you know, the demo map, which anyone in the Redwoods, that's the same map, the Redwood demo map that Maui United made. He took that, he took this dragon off the marketplace, he hooked it up to Unreal's movement system, and then he compiled it into a game, and he said, here it is. And people that watched that said, oh no, I've been scammed. But his game don't have any mechanics. You know, where's your grow mechanic there, Icy? Where's your chat system? Where's your UI? And where's your, you know, your combat, your health, your food, your water, your bile, your, you know, your multiplayer, your flights, you know. So I could go on and on and on about all the different systems in my game, you know. So he was just trying. It was his video was a scam, and that needs to be the theme. You know, IGP's video was a scam, and he's a scammer trying to call somebody who's legit a scammer.
Now
I
maybe
feel
you
like
should
he's
like
trying to.
say the same. Just don't go on the ladder he is. Don't call him a scammer. Be better than him.
Yeah,
And
honestly,
Yo,
just like
just don't go on the same
Well, I just
ladder.
wouldn't even bother with it. And it'll, and
he wants to get a rise out of you, so he can use that for clickbait.
yeah, and that's all it
Chow
is.
said this to me.
It comes down to kind of,
I had people approach me and say that I owe him an apology. I said, what?
no,
I owe him an apology.
What?
Huh?
no.
That is a classic
Calm
thing
down.
of
An apology for
my
what? Being able
entertainer
to copy?
syndrome.
Hold on. An apology for what? Keeping your
Banning
promise?
him? Like,
Yeah.
For upsetting
What?
their YouTuber or it's the my streamer, my YouTuber mentality that their YouTuber, their entertainer could do no
did he make the video before or after you banned him?
after.
I think he made the video after he
No,
banned him
made
because
the
he was
video.
Supreme
See,
Salt.
He made the.
That's
No,
just
no,
like
no.
acting like a child.
I banned him after we were raided by all those haters. That's when I banned him. I did not ban him because of his video. I banned him because of what resulted from his video. All the hate and people raiding our servers. So if somebody does something like that, I'm banning them. I don't care how many subscribers they have on YouTube. If they're inciting riots and hate
Detrimental to
towards
the
me and my
community.
just by being
staff.
there, that's the problem.
I feel really bad that people don't understand that you're like the only one that is like doing the coding and all the really stressful work.
People can't accept that you are this is your first game and that this is the legitimate game that you're making. They don't understand that.
I think people do, but I think those people are in this channel, and it really comes down to two main things for me. And I'm certainly not a spokesperson for this community. I haven't even been in it as long as a lot of people, but I've never backed a Kickstarter before because I don't have a lot of faith in a lot of stuff out there. I knew what I was getting into. I spent 3 days researching the project,
Same
looking
here.
into it, studying like what I was actually spending my money towards, what the promises were. I am still completely comfortable with what I did. Number two, you're in this channel right now talking to the people who back the game.
That's more than
You're in the game, chatting with people in the game, seeing how they like it, how they feel about it. That, what else could you ask for? You haven't backed down on any promises. You've done everything you said you would, and you're here with the people who backed your game, talking to them, engaging with them. You're going above and beyond.
Yep.
So whatever else these other people
Never.
are saying, as far as I'm concerned, they can go to hell.
The fact that IGP brought up the artists too, like concept artists, it's like they don't. There was, they say that wasn't part of the video. I distinctly remember a part where he was saying like, where he said stuff about the concept art of the one artist that you guys hired. Like it wasn't like they didn't have that art. It wasn't like actual art that they could use.
It's just like, in my opinion, like I said before, I don't know any other developer that is really like, okay, I'm gonna sit down in a voice chat. answer
No.
questions, talk to people, and interact with them. Like you're a
Like Joe is doing
human,
his best, and
like
people can't take
me.
that.
And I don't know, like I have that strange thinking, for example, on YouTuber or developers or streamers and all that thing, that they're higher than I am because they have a lot, like a huge follower base. But I later then realized they're just as much human as I am. And I'm just, this is so weird. And I think, like, talking bad about someone else who's trying his best to, like, do what he likes to do, and not you didn't even break any promise. You still
Mm-hmm.
keep what you said you're gonna give us 3 dragons and the stretch goal rewards. We decided to back you up more so you can do, for example, sound effects, the music in the background, more animations, a new map, whatever. It was our decision to give you like 500,000, even if it's not too much.
Yeah,
With the
most of the
human thing,
people, most of the
with,
people that are complaining are ones that haven't even backed you. I
Yep.
mean, most of us that have backed
They didn't
you
even care
are
about the game
knew
itself.
that we were going to take a risk. We knew that, there was a possibility for a scam. It's a Kickstarter. We don't know you. But, we were prepared to take that risk. And anyone that didn't realize that it is a risk, that it is a Kickstarter, are people that shouldn't have been on the Kickstarter website to begin with.
Right.
and with the human thing, that's just it. You are human. Humans make mistakes. You're not always going to have perfect PR speech and say everything perfectly. And if you say
That'd be
one
creepy.
thing,
It
there's
would be
going
like
to
a
be
robot.
people.
You're not a robot that is like, I can work and I am perfect.
J.O.,
I,
Well, there,
I
I
never
actually
claimed
work
to be a
some in
PR
PR.
guy, and I never claimed to be, a professional developer. I
No one
came,
did that.
I came into this thing saying I need 12,000 for 3 dragons to make the game I want to make, and that was the whole thing. I was like, if you guys like to support a game, I'm trying to make a dragon survival game. It's my first game, 3 dragons, and that's it. And then everybody's like, "Oh, this is the game I've always dreamed of playing since I was a little kid." And
Yeah.
Yep.
$500,000
Exactly.
later, now everybody hates me. Not everybody. You guys don't,
It's
but
because one guy
J.O.
What
got
was
back.
you
salty
about
on you
to
is
People
all.
who
say?
There
If
is,
What was
everybody,
it?
hey Joe, if
you
everybody
have
hates
given us no reason to hate you.
Joe, if
What?
everyone hates you, then I'm a
Why
nobody.
do you say
If
everyone
everybody
hates
hates you,
you?
they wouldn't have given
Everyone
you
in this
$500,000.
Discord believes in you
I
and
got
loves
people
you.
asking for refunds already on
Hey,
Kickstarter.
Jay, let
No.
me ask you a
No,
Stop
question.
that with all the
That's
No.
not how it works.
panic
No,
and
That's
stir
no.
up.
No take backs.
The other thing
No,
is,
no,
like,
no.
I'm not even gonna say how much I gave on the Kickstarter, but above the minimum. And I'm in the middle of a game right now that has no sound, and there's like 2 maps, and one of the maps has like holes in the ground. This is already the
And
closest thing.
trees.
Yeah,
And in
you get stuck on
trees.
trees because you get
Can't
like
forget the trees.
frozen to them,
Trees
like
that hug
Laura in
back.
the Christmas
Trees
story.
that hug back.
And
Don't
you
stick
freaking
your don't
laugh
stick
about
your
it.
tongue to the trees. Uh, this is already closer to the game I've always wanted than anything I've ever played.
Right?
Like I am already in love with this game, and it's freaking
I
placeholders.
can't wait
Here,
on how
hey,
big
Immortalize
I'm
the
having
moment.
I'm having an asthma attack over here from the game.
fellas,
Laughing too much.
Yeah,
Hey,
please stop dying.
dudes and
I'm
dudettes,
Sorry.
listen up.
I can't got my
Listen up.
inhaler.
I understand. I understand what Giles going through because the game I used to back and used to test throughout my life, Trials Ascension, it got backlash like crazy. It had 50 times more stuff than DoD has right now. I understand what Giles going through.
There, I,
I think a
I
lot of people
immortalized
are-
the moment in the tree. In the
People
Kickstarter.
are jealous that you made
on a,
so much
on
money.
a serious
Woo, bright lights.
And people are they're the YouTubers are mad that I am they weren't mad until I made 500,000. But
Yep.
they're mad that I'm using marketplace assets, and they act like I
You
lied to
never
everybody.
claimed to actually have made those models,
You're acting
though.
like you're gonna
Right,
flip
I
it
never
just
did.
as it is, but you're not.
I mean, look at Owl.
You haven't lied about a single thing.
You've
not at all.
you've
Look at
literally.
the
And
Owl.
the
They
fact
actually
that
use.
they're trying to twist words around to like hidden meanings or stuff, like you
Yeah.
eventually said shit like that.
If
That
you
pretty
watch
much just
all of
shows
the
that they're
other
grasping.
videos that popular YouTubers have made with interviews with you, then I think their opinions would change. But since they just saw this one guy, IGP, made this
Man,
video,
you think IGP is gonna make a video
speculation,
about how stable the server
The
is?
thing is, like, the thing
I
is,
could see
okay,
Poogie.
so
The
the
information is
thing
out there,
is,
though. I mean,
okay,
I watched that
if
one video
you,
where you walked through the dev map or the grid, and you had all the dragons out, and it was like, these are all just placeholders right now. You said that like 18 times in that
Yeah.
video.
Oh,
Like-
that was with Insomnia, I think.
Yeah, it's like
the
that.
thing is,
If
I don't even
you
know how many
spent
times you
10
said
minutes,
everything, like mostly everything's a placeover, and like all of the interviews.
Yeah.
done with
yeah,
the
and it's like the
YouTubers.
game's still in
thing is,
alpha.
you said,
It's not even
you
in
also
beta
said,
or early access yet. Duh, of course all that stuff isn't done yet. That's why he did the freaking
This is
Kickstarter.
literally
Yeah,
this is literally bare bones.
The game isn't even in
There's
beta
a lot
yet.
Of people like to make drama out of nothing, which
That-
is the issue, just so they can get, like you were saying, views.
They
When
want
all the
to
information's out
ride on
there
the
before
hype of the
before
game.
backing the damn Kickstarter, you can get easily anything. You got all the information there. You can join the Discord. Oh, I'm not sure about this. You know, you got all the facts. You got Joe himself saying in multiple videos, this is a placeholder. This will be this and that. Such and such is going to cost this much. Whatever, basically. It was
I
all
believe
out there.
that if
Yeah.
IGP kind of made his video as professional as Beaver did, then maybe this wouldn't have happened.
right,
Yes.
Because IGP added like the spooky music in the background,
Exactly, the spooky music.
tone, and
If he
and
could- if he could
Zooming
get,
in,
and
zooming into
everything.
conversations.
It's like, guys, this isn't a witch hunt, but I'm actually lying.
Oh yeah,
Well,
and then
they-
saying,
And
then saying people are-
use this as an excuse to say this isn't me fearmongering, even though pretty much the entire video is fearmongering and me taking stuff out of context.
oh, and did you see the
They
part
act
about?
like,
I'm not trying to hate the dev or anything, but I'm gonna point out all the things that I find wrong with him.
Well, what about
Him
the
asking
cult
to show
comment?
proof
The cult
with the
comment.
coding is pretty much the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
And they act like marketplace assets are a bad thing, like nobody else uses them.
Yeah.
Or
I
a
mean, like-
placeholder. No, they're
Like,
acting like
ooh.
are
Like
also
what I was
No,
saying
did
before.
you know? I can show you right now where Arc got their building system. It's on the Unreal Marketplace.
Yep.
Yeah, and then if you look at the Isle, their original assets was from the Stomping Lands where somebody took the money and ran. So people
Well,
threw a fit
they're,
about that, then they just gave up.
Valve
The Isles,
store assets.
The Isles Thenyaw Island is still marketplace assets.
Valve has the same marketplace asset
Yeah.
for the shotgun since
You look up, if you go to the Unreal Marketplace and do a search for Meadow Landscape, and that's it.
J.O.,
I'm
you
still,
said
I got
that
so
there are
ticked off at the
people
white
that
names
are already
demanding you show
refunding
them
you,
stuff.
right? So,
What's that?
in my opinion, you said people are already refunding you, right? In
No,
my
I have
opinion-
people asking for refunds on Kickstarter, but I can't give them
Yes.
refunds because Kickstarter already processed all their payments. So
Right.
It's like
But
sucks to
even-
suck.
the thing is, like, in my
Yeah.
opinion, like, if they believe only one side and only listen to one side and don't like question or start questioning what they're saying, then in my opinion, you don't need those people.
And
They're not worth it.
and I fully support you, Joe, on wanting to hide your code because they have no
Me
they
too.
they don't have to you don't have to show them anything. We didn't ask for you to show the code, but now all of a sudden people are demanding it because of
No, they just
IGP.
want The level
they
of
act like
You
entitlement
have
that it
full
requires
right
for
as the
somebody.
coder of this game not to show your code.
Donators
yeah.
aren't asking for the
the
code.
funniest thing is all the people that are saying, "Show us the game, show us the game." It's like that's all I've been doing the last 6 weeks is showing
please
people
look
game.
at the game. I'm trying to show you, but you're looking away while you're shouting it.
And the number of white
It's
There
names
like
and
is
the
so,
non-backer
there is
for the
people.
so
forest.
much that is out in terms of you
Yeah.
showing the game. It's like, what more can like he show us until beta comes out?
We want to see the mega
Early
map.
access.
In the
The
in the
number of
in the
white name people who didn't back the game who were demanding stuff
It's like you
was
can't
really
show us
making me
things that
upset.
aren't done. Like
yeah, like the
People are really trying to get me to show stuff that's not done. People want they want to see all the concepts that are being worked on by G and the sounds that are being worked on by Sim and I said we are 2 weeks out of Kickstarter. I haven't even got the money yet. I haven't even paid these guys yet. And you
you don't have
guys
to
are
show those till they're
expecting us
ready.
to have like 2 years worth
Everything.
of work done when I just hired these guys 2 weeks ago.
Right. I
like
don't
I gotta
know,
tell you,
man.
as a
I
backer
We'd rather
myself,
them be surprises as well when they are fully done. We'd rather hear the finished
yeah.
product before an early product.
so
Also,
like
as a
The
backer
snippet clip
myself,
from
I don't
Insomnia was
want you
cool,
wasting
but
time that you guys could be developing and continuing to work on those sounds and all textures and all that. I would rather you keep working on it than waste your time kowtowing to a bunch of entitled brats who didn't
Exactly.
even
You'll
back
buy
the
the
Preach
game
game
it.
at the
when it
beginning.
comes out.
I
You'll buy the
mentioned
game
this
when it comes
earlier, but
out.
I was actually curious as to how old like the IGP like porters like came into like inside their head. I'm like, are you how old are you?
They didn't
Like
seem very high
they
in
were
age.
they
young.
didn't
Well,
seem
They were
no,
very
they,
young.
they
mature.
as soon as they would bring up a point, you post the thing to prove them wrong, and they either leave or they just stop talking.
yep.
I would like to actually discuss over one thing that's been. I've been basically watching YouTube for a very very long time. I'm 33 years old. I've seen how the trends and stuff. I've seen IGP. He's been most of his videos are trolling videos, and he has done this in the past for other types of either YouTubers or companies. This
It's
is
like he's
a
throwing a big
reoccurring thing.
tantrum.
This is always no, it's literally strictly for literally grabbing people's attention and then everybody's like click anything that
Drama
seems like a
sells.
big scoop is
Drama llama.
exactly it has been the scoop of the day is that's why I posted actually a comment in his channel and I explained thoroughly that you swept that info long time ago under the rug. I've known this info about you and literally you are doing it again and processing this. You're not a gaming channel. You are a news channel that is just wanting to grab the biggest feed and you are literally the news that we see nowadays with how like oh if something goes wrong we post it up because the terrible stuff is what people watch because they want to see the drama. They don't want to see the real facts of how things are affecting people in a good way. Why don't you actually start posting about how this game is affecting people emotionally, mentally? A lot of people have been a lot happier because of dreams like this that is actually coming true. And that is the only thing that people should be worrying about and nothing else.
Preach
Yeah,
on,
Joe,
brother.
in
Well,
an
even
earlier
more
video,
important,
Hallelujah.
like even more important, the game is called The Truth About Day of Dragons. They say the truth about it as if
But he
like the
doesn't know
game's even out
crap.
yet. The game hasn't even
he
come
doesn't
out
know
yet.
anything.
It's not even in beta stage yet. Like how
I'm
can you say
curious
that?
how
That's
you
pretty
can have
much
truth when
that's
there's
the
not even
equivalent
a
of putting
fact.
putting in a somebody's chest and
This
then
is clickbait.
Like I guess
Joe,
I guess
I
I guess
heard
The
in
whatever
truth
is
another
wrong
about
with
this
you,
this
then
Kickstarter game that has only been funded for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
like how can you like how is there a truth? Like there isn't even there's
They
not much
think
there's
that
hardly
any
even
dirt
been
they
Like
got
they
touched.
on
Like
This
You
J.O.
can't have
game
truth
has
when there's not even any
marketplace
facts.
assets in it. Jo told you
I don't
they had
remember
marketplace
what
assets, but he never told you they were marketplace assets.
Whenever he
He
said
did
before
he
that they are
did
just
tell us
He
that.
also
placeholders,
never told me
aka
I was
meaning
a hamster,
assets.
so
yeah, I
obviously it's a
don't
scam.
remember what interview it was that you had some YouTuber, but you said that you were gonna use lawyers. And in
Oh yeah,
IGP's video after he posted it, people were like, "Oh my God, go to prison
He's,
for this villain." Is that
yeah.
why you're hiring lawyers? Because people might sue you? You think?
no.
Oh no, you want to know why I'm hiring a lawyer?
To
Is
sue
because
people
I
who
got
are slandering you?
no
To
because
defend
no
himself.
no.
Let him talk.
There's two reasons I need a lawyer. Number one, the reason I really need a lawyer is because I have big companies that are trying to get me to sign contracts, and there's a whole bunch of legal jargon that I don't understand, that I need a lawyer to read it and tell me what it means before I sign it, and to make sure I'm not selling my soul to the devil, and doing something I'm going to regret, a year down the road or 2 years down the road. So that's why I need a lawyer. Reason number two is because with all the dragons we're making, big dragon IPs like DreamWorks, uh,
D&D too.
HBO with Game of Thrones, Dungeons and Dragons, Harry Potter. Anything with a dragon in it is a potential lawsuit. So I could make something, then they say, well, that dragon is a copy of Smog, and then I could get sued for that. And
It's not
am I supposed to
plagiarism though if it's
represent?
made by yourself.
Right, but it
It
doesn't.
looks
They can
different.
sue me, but they won't win. But they can still sue me. And if they sue me, am I supposed to represent myself?
No.
It's a lot
No.
easier with
that's
a lawyer.
probably-
That's
Yeah.
definitely.
So
I'll
I need a
say
lawyer,
just-
and I guarantee you that IGP probably has a lawyer, as big as he is. I say big. I'm talking about
Quote
number of
Beaver's higher than him.
subscribers. But you got to have a lawyer. Every development studio has a lawyer. So to say that I'm getting a lawyer because I'm afraid of you guys suing me, that never occurred to me. The only potential lawsuits I've saw was somebody claiming that I'm infringing on their dragon because
There's
all the
a great-
dragons in the games.
There's
Like
a
it's,
great
it's
example
obvious.
of
It's
this.
obvious
If
that you're
you
trying to
remember-
incite drama if you're cherry picking at every little mini detail that is really kind of nuanced in how much information there is about it. Like that's obviously
Exactly.
clearly
That's
trying
why
to incite
none of
drama.
us are liking IGP
Like, ooh,
right
JO's
now.
got a lawyer. Yeah, a lot of people have lawyers.
And people
what does
don't
that mean about
realize
anything?
that a lawyer is not just protecting Jo and the team, they're protecting the money that we gave Jo to make this game for us. So that lawyer's protecting our money too, that we donated.
And he
Just
also
comment
he
on
also
the-
Hire a
scoffed
lawyer.
at he also scoffed at me about getting an accountant. $500,000. I'm not supposed to get an accountant. I'm supposed to
Handle it all your.
yeah.
No.
That is
I think
the most
anyone who has
absurd
that large
thing.
money probably hires a
I found it funny
I
whenever he.
promise you won't.
I found it laughable when he's like, "Oh, he's such a money grubber." I'm just like, "Excuse you?"
I mean,
I've already had.
Has he run away with the money? No.
I have a large investor offer me a lump sum for stock in my and I turned them down because I'm not interested in I'm not trying to become a billionaire with this. I'm trying to make my game.
If you were truly
That's
out to
what
steal
I've
our
told
money, you
people
would have
from the get-go.
left.
If you remember
This
Mosaic
game is
on
still
this-
so early. It's
I mean, it shows people are like, "Ooh, this looks like it could be a moneymaker. Let's try and jump on it."
yeah,
And
I feel like
Jo was like,
as
"No,
long
this is
as
mine."
there's people to support the game, then we can block the haters out and the people trying to ruin it.
Yeah.
A friend
Yeah.
of mine actually talked with me about this situation, and he was like, "Yeah, Jo is such a money grabber, and why don't you see that his game is just pre-bought, and he's gonna run away after the beta release or early access, or is never gonna update the game, blah blah blah." I'm like, just shut up! You have no idea. You only read shit. You only listen to shit. I tried to
Honestly-
explain to him the whole situation, and after that, he was just quiet. He was not saying anything because I could turn every single argument he had down with other evidence. And he was like, huh. He was
Huh.
just so,
That's all you had to say.
he went so quiet and be like, oh well, I kind of fucked up.
I also found it funny how he was insulting the fact that about the T-shirts thing. I'm like, we asked for the shirts. Literally, we asked for it.
You asked the supporters if we would like merch, and we said yes. So you were.
No, we asked before he even we
Yes.
asked for the merch before he even suggested it.
We asked you guys because you guys first asked us if we would think about selling merch.
And the reason
we're
why it
like,
was, and the reason,
well,
Dale, sorry.
We technically strong on Jin too.
One second. Dale, I'm so sorry to interrupt you. I'm so sorry. But are you gonna do like merchandise where you get like a limited amount and you're gonna give autographs on them?
Ooh, that'd be nice.
That's fun.
Yeah, yeah, and then somebody's gonna take.
Already asking for
Somebody's gonna
autograph.
copy my autograph and put it on a check, and and then cash it.
Yeah, of course.
No, we're just gonna sell it on eBay.
I gotta get going, but you guys have a
Personal
great
signature just for the game. You know, you can
Alrighty.
make a freaking digital if you want to.
Good
If you really, no.
No, I would
advocate.
really like to have a collectible little dragon.
That'd be so cool.
Like plushies?
Little collectible dragon models.
Plushies.
I like
Like,
role models.
painted.
Jail, one question.
Ooh,
I wanted to ask you that before, but I didn't have the time for it. The model that you have for the fire dragon is final, right? It is the model that you're gonna use for Day of Dragon.
The Flame Stalker.
The flame
Yeah.
stalker? Yes.
Yes.
So that
Now I
image is a
wanted to
model,
ask
not
you-
art.
I wanted to ask you, I love making plushies, and I'm really good at it. And I wanted to ask you if I'm allowed to make one and potentially like send it to you or just keep it for myself.
I don't even know what a plushie is.
It's a stuffed animal.
Toy.
Beanie Baby.
It's
Yeah,
basically an
beanie baby.
adorable toy.
Yeah, adorable.
It is like a
So
teddy
stuffed
bear.
animal.
Stuffed animal.
Think of like
It's basically a stuffed animal.
chibi stuffed animal.
Yes.
Does anyone here remember when Mojang got sued by Bethesda because their game had scrolls in the name and Elder Scrolls existed? As an example
God.
of companies suing other companies because of IP stuff?
That's why
Yeah,
I need
They
a
sued
lawyer.
them because they had skulls?
Scrolls.
Scrolls.
Oh, scroll.
What the heck?
Mojang's name for their card game was Scrolls, and if you've played any Bethesda game, you've probably heard that the like Skyrim and Oblivion, the name of that is the Elder Scrolls. And
Yeah.
because both had scrolls in it, Bethesda tried suing Mojang.
That's like trying to copyright
Boy.
friggin' real life scrolls.
But
I'm
for
just
the
confused.
example of DreamWorks
how-
trying to for Dragons, like we have examples of it happening in the gaming space already.
Aren't the scrolls shapeshifters?
This is what I'm gonna say to you,
Jail, how do you
I,
not
re- I
know what
recommend
this is?
when you do the hybrid, I recommend doing your own design because don't be fooled because the big companies doing dragons will also go after you.
Jail,
He already knows.
Why? How can you not
So-
know of plushies? It's basically another word for stuffed animals. Just
Kind of
with
like a
Peter.
question because I'm not really.
It's basically a
Because Jay was
cutesy
not a
version.
weeb.
The only stuffed animals that I have are all dog toys.
No.
So the
Oh,
question
what kind
is,
of dog do you have? What kind of dog?
I got 2 dogs.
What are
question
they?
is-
Shepherds, little fluffy boys.
Obviously, we need a text channel that's just for sharing pet pictures.
We do.
Once they get flooded in like 2 seconds.
There's a pet channel
it's
in
a
here.
There is a pet channel.
Yeah, there is.
so I
Yeah,
just
it's
wanted
What's
to
not
it's
topic?
an off topic. Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure if you're fine with it if I make one.
There's a fat
Because I really
chihuahua
like
in the
that.
pet
I mean, you're not selling it, so I don't see why not.
Yeah, but I prefer to ask because it's not
Yes.
mine.
How
and I
polite.
don't like.
Are
doing
you
stuff
talking about
like
like
that.
making one of the fire dragon?
Of
Yeah.
the dragon, yeah.
Are you like willing to send it to us to like have me sign it or is that what you're asking?
Probably
no,
give it to you as a
I'm
gift.
just asking if I can make one either for myself or if you want to have
Oh,
one.
do you want to make one for yourself? I don't care. Go ahead.
Would you
Aw.
also want one for yourself?
Yeah, one for yourself too. but-
I'm sure that one of the girls would love one.
Will you
give
Aw.
get
to
mad
your
if his dog chews it?
Yeah, true.
Speaking
my,
of,
my one dog would eat it.
I'm sad. Destroying my work that I put into these.
Oh.
by the way, Jayo, I don't know if Vitalia, I know she saw it and several of the mods saw it. Did you see that comic I made earlier for Dave?
I
Oh
seen
yeah,
a comic. I don't know if it was you or not because I don't know who you are.
I am Nicole S. I made a very black and white long stretch comic here. I'll link it in.
Oh, is it the one with the little baby dragon that grows up?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, that was very nice. I like that.
Yay. I did it good.
I would love to see it.
I'll put it in the Dragon fan art channel again.
Awesome.
So is this like a Q&A?
No, kind of
Nah.
that
It's
poor guy.
hanging out with
No,
Theo
we're
time.
taking the time to answer,
It always
ask
turns into
questions.
This is
Yeah.
not a Q&A. I am
No.
tired of being asked questions, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
understandable
yeah.
considering of what happened with
Hey,
IGP.
Is that why you haven't answered any of the questions and questions for Joe?
We're gonna try probably address some of those in the Anthomnia's video.
Hey Jo, do you want a cookie?
I please want a cookie.
Yes, give them all the
You like
cookies and give them all the
cookies?
So
cookies.
much for
Everyone
not
likes
answering a
cookies.
question. You want a cookie?
Want a cookie?
Wait, no.
What a
Better
fun-
question. What kind of cookie do you like? Oreos or like oatmeal or what?
Oh, you know, somebody brought this up to me, and I thought it was very, very convincing that when IGP released his video, it was during when the Fortnite servers were all down, and so somebody said that this was like it was planned that because the Fortnite servers were down, a lot of his viewers would be
Kids.
available to raid our server.
Oh, come on.
I put the comic in the Dragon fan
I
art
mean,
channel,
I
by
think
the
it's
way.
completely.
Have you seen how many of those comments are from
That's
people that
completely
didn't even have the
viable all on
Kickstarter?
itself because, like
Yeah,
we
a
were
lot of
saying
those white
earlier,
name
all the
comments look like
information
they
is
came
out
from
there. The
Fortnite.
only thing that adults,
You know what,
most well-informed
Fortnite's-
adults, go
you-
out there and look for the information for whatever before investing into it. Where kids don't, they go, "Oh, shiny thing, I want to go for it," you know.
Well, I was
Where
actually going to mention that because
that's
I
where
to
he's
play
harping
devil's
off of it.
advocate a little bit. Maybe some of the people that have requested refunds are because, just like we did, and we've all mentioned it several times already, we got emotionally invested in it because we're like, holy crap, this is the game I've always wanted.
Yeah.
And so maybe some people didn't do what some of us did and take a couple of days to research, and they just went, oh my gosh, what I always wanted. Bam, I'm backing it. And then a couple of days later, they're like having second thoughts. This dude puts out a negative video, and they're like, holy crap, did I just make a huge mistake?
The video came out over 2
I
weeks.
think those people will be fine
Well, 2
once
weeks
you
from
actually get the game out
end of the day.
and it starts to look good.
About
Then they're going to be like, oh, well, it was never a big deal anyway.
Can I say something?
And then IGPN will be I don't know.
It looked
Going
like
broke.
an even bigger butt.
Yeah,
I
he's
want to
gonna
see him
lose
make a
subscribers
video that
like-
was like, hey, I was wrong.
He's gonna
No,
lose
he'll
subscribers
just-
like
He'll
crazy.
just make a Twitter comment and it's like, I said I hope that the dev succeeded. And then, like, basically the way the video was, and it's like, he'll be fine if it fails, he'll also be fine if it succeeds because of his little PR speech of, I don't
Yeah,
want
apparently
the
he
dev
was
to
going
fail.
off on about the situation.
He was raiding.
No.
IGP can just shut up. I already
Yeah, pretty
unsubscribed to that dude. Like, I'm sick of him.
Someone took screenshots of what IGP was saying about the situation on Twitter. They
Well,
weren't
he was
very
also-
friendly.
He was
what
also
makes no
messing around
sense.
in
I
people's
don't
streams earlier
understand.
today, though, while they were playing DoD, though. Like, he and
Sounds
Icy
like,
were both going into people's streams and...
Sounds
He
like
was in my
someone.
stream.
It sounds.
Him and Icy were both on my stream.
That sounds like someone who's very salty.
Somebody showed me that he opened up a channel on his Discord just to talk about. I mean, it's actually called Day of Dragon Discussion on his Discord.
Again, I say, what was the point other than to just get views from drama? I don't
speaking
like that guy.
Man, imagine if somebody
It's not
reported
the
his
first time
Discord
he's done
for
this. He
raiding.
did the exact same thing.
Jo, have you thought of do? Oh, sorry.
He also decided to make a server for his own Isle server. He included like pay to win style stuff for a server.
Oh, it
But
was very-
Here's the fun factor. Here's the fun factor. The moment he decides to quit the Isles, he deletes his server.
Yep.
How
I heard.
rude.
I thought it was because like he on this IGP server that whenever the rules changed, people just left it because how stupid the rules were.
Well, like there was a whole bunch of factors. Like he and Icy are frequent in their like they are like typical admin abuse of like will kill other people's dinosaurs for fun.
Yep.
Yeah, and
Even though they
plus,
have to grow all over.
I
And
was actually
then
That was very
like
evident
he
when.
has gotten in trouble. Yeah, sorry, but like he has. This isn't the first time he's made a video like this. He did the same thing before with the Isle regarding their current recode. Where he's just like, yeah, it's all a sham, and he never learns.
Is it if he doesn't get the thing he wants right then he's like, oh, I'm gonna make a video about this. They're obviously scammers, quote unquote.
I'm more disappointed in Beaver though. Like, at least his video was more, but he sounded so scared. And I know he was burned already recently with Mesozoica because he backed that and that game just flopped hard. But I'm like, oh, Beaver, please just have some patience. Like, you don't need to be as scared as you seem to think because you're using IGP as your source, and that's already a mistake. So,
Yeah.
I hope he actually
His
gives
own
this game
source is the
a
Discord.
continued chance.
His own source is his own Discord.
Who,
Can I say
Beaver
something?
or
Isn't he
IGP?
in this Discord as well?
IGP.
Who, Beaver?
No,
Yeah.
IGP's not here, but Beaver is still, I think.
Yeah.
Art Shiranui is part of this Discord too. I was actually the one who invited her here.
Joe, I just want to say, I know I put this in chat a couple times, but thank you for making and working on a game that all of us here have wanted for a really long time. Thank you for not quitting because of all the crap you've had to put up with. Just
Thank you for
thanks,
defending
man.
yourself. To be honest, like not
Thank you for being you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not backing down.
Thank you. September
J-
7th, and I do not.
Jo, have you thought about doing
100%
a
all the way.
get to know the developers question and answer kind of thing? Just something
yeah,
that
we were supposed to do one this week actually, but just all the crap that's all the crap's been going on. We were going to have a we were going to actually have a meet the devs thing where you guys got to meet Simon and G and Ray but with all the stuff going on now, all the devs are everybody's getting messages and once we reveal them, they're going to be getting messages too. So.
Yeah, but it'll rehumanize you. Right now, they're dehumanizing you. They're saying they're
calling you a liar, basically.
No, not just a liar. They're not making you out to be people. Yeah, exactly. They're making you out to be a demon. Silly things like saying, "Oh, what's your favorite color?" or talking about your dogs. It humanizes you. It gets people more connect. Like right now, how we're talking right now, and how everybody's connecting with you because they're getting to know you. They're getting to know what kind of person you are through just these silly little things. Talking about your dogs, talking about your favorite cookie.
I mean,
it humanizes you.
You didn't exist before Day of Dragons, basically, and if these people found out you're actually a real person,
I existed. I've been playing. I played the Isle. I've been playing the Isle for how many years has it been out?
I think I've actually seen your name in the aisle before.
I was actually.
Didn't I report you once?
Oh.
What server are you from? What server?
Uh-oh.
I've been banned off quite a few servers for being too aggressive.
that doesn't bode well.
Aggressive.
I was always getting in trouble for killing gigas when there was a corpse laying around somewhere.
Oh, you were on unofficial. Oh no.
Can I say
Nice.
something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. One thing that really, really, really bugs me is a lot of people nowadays, and it's more the kids coming into the games and stuff, they're not really even accepting the reality of what a beta is. what a Kickstarter is, what an
Yeah.
EA is. They think as soon as it's available for public, it's a finished game.
Yep.
And they start crying and whining and complaining when they don't realize that the reason why it's out is so you the person, not a developer, actually gets to help make this game better. And not many people used to do that before they started having EAs and stuff like that. My husband was part of a alpha beta access for Warframe when it was just one level and you had like one character. And they were so tight about that. It took a while before they finally started doing beta access and stuff. So that's what really frustrates me because a lot of kids and some adults are taking advantage of the games and putting their perspective on it without waiting to get the perspective of the developers so they can say, this isn't complete. This is not a finished product. Don't judge it until we say it's done. This isn't like the games that you get on CDs from stores and stuff. Those are complete.
Those kids
These
don't
are
even know what
not.
CDs are.
Yeah.
True.
Let's not get into floppy disks now.
I think what doesn't help exactly is like whenever Call of Duty puts out a beta or something like that, it's basically they're just putting it out there so people get an idea of what the finished product is. Because nowadays it doesn't really feel like there's much difference, especially with like AAA studios that put out a beta and then it's just basically like the game that's coming out, maybe just a few tweaks here and there.
Yeah, people treat it like a demo now instead of a test.
Yep.
You know, a way to find bugs and glitches and stuff. I'll say if you do the Q&A though, I really feel like, especially with the stuff that's just happened, it needs to be set up where it's moderated and you like take the questions in advance and just respond, because if you start doing live questions,
it's gonna be messy.
It's gonna
It's
yeah,
gonna
be
get
a
out of hand.
cluster, because those kids are gonna get in there, all the people who didn't back the game, and they're just gonna start trying to troll the whole thing.
Pretty much. I feel
one
itself
thing I
just
never-
needs to be a video all on itself, like you're saying. Just
Yeah.
get all the main questions that everyone, just flesh them all out and just give it to them like that. Just plain and simple, real as can be. I feel like everything should be cleared up and people will stop being in the panic mode. Really annoying to seeing just hornet's nest when it's supposed to be
Something
just
that
a
kind of
nice gaming community that is gonna love dragons and what you produce.
Something I kind of found annoying is whenever that whole like video with IGP or whatever came out, I watched it, I'm like, okay, half these points don't make any sense.
Yes.
Because like whenever they were talking about the whole the custom code, I know that a lot of people are worried because of like the whole placeholder things, and they're like, oh, there's placeholders, they're just gonna rip us out of our money. But I find it funny when people bring that up, since you've hired people for sound design, you've hired people to make models, you've hired an animations person, and yet these people still think that you're just gonna run off with the money and just say, haha.
If
And
he
there's
wanted
no
to run off with our
benefit.
money, he would have done it as soon as the Kickstarter had ended.
Oh,
And they wouldn't have announced known names like Simon, who has worked on other indie games. Like, they wouldn't be giving us these very well-known established artists.
Yeah, well, because the sound designer, isn't Jo, isn't the sound designer the one who made Subnautica? I thought I remember hearing.
Mhm.
Yep.
Simon
I didn't-
helped
I'm
do
so happy
the.
about
He
that
did the
because-
creature tracks.
Well, obviously Subnautica's its
It's amazing to have, someone like that doing sounds for, your first indie game.
I love
Because the
Simon's
sound of
work.
I'll be
Subnautica
right
is
back.
so good.
Okay.
Like, I've never played Subnautica, but I've seen videos of it, and just the sound design is just.
And put out some the audio that Simon's already done for this one, for the wing flaps, and it already sounds great.
Oh, the dragon sound.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I gotta watch. I'm gonna have to.
It still sounds like a Reaper.
I didn't catch.
sound yesterday.
I didn't catch the name of the animator though. Who did they get for the animator?
I think they said.
I don't think
they
they
have
don't.
not-
So they're
they
under an
don't
NDA
technically
still.
have one yet.
They're under
They're
a
eyeballing
non-disclosure
him.
agreement until January.
Yeah, so I thought that it was they had one, they just couldn't work on the game.
Yeah,
until
they're
they
still
finished
under
their
an
pretty much lined
existing
up.
It's only
contract
been 2 weeks.
until
It doesn't have the
January.
money. You can't pay the people that work on it, the people that are eyeballing it.
Well, also another reason is because he doesn't want these people actually getting spammed. That's why he's kept them very close knit. Is because if he puts these people on blast, they're going to get hit by the people that are harassing, and they won't be able to focus on the work that they have already done towards the game and are already happy to do. And Jo has talked about it a lot. And the one thing that has surprised me that no one's actually commented about IGPs is when he actually had said that it's a cult, and
Exactly.
What?
Wait,
he said
if you look at the video, if you look at the video, the reason he says that that are called is because he said
Everybody
Jo said
defends it.
People
when
are
everybody
defending
points
Jo.
out.
yeah, Jo said that yeah, just tell him it's a placeholder, and then everybody's it's a placeholder, and he's saying that's a cult behavior, and yet here
Even
you
though it's
have
like,
they're his people coming into the Day of Dragons Discord and repeating the same things he's saying in his video over and over and over again.
Honestly, I really don't see such a big deal as far as it being a placeholder. I think it's actually kind of smart, because then you can have a placeholder, you can test it, you can see where possible glitches are, and then you can implement your own model and design into it. And
Oh
you're
yeah,
like,
for
"Alright."
sure. And people are also dissing on it, even though these assets are made to be used. Like they're legally purchased. They're made for development.
Wait. You're telling me. You're telling me that the people who literally paid money to back somebody's project actually believes what the guy says?
Yes.
What?
Amazing that I
Nani? They're out
researched and understood the Kickstarter was to fund an artist.
Keep in mind, a lot of people have been burned by previous Kickstarters. So
Yeah,
at the same
that's
time, I'm like,
fair.
okay, we understand that you guys are scared and you suspect this is a scam because
Oh,
you don't
yeah.
have all the facts right there and then. But at the same time, it's like, don't let fear rule you. Have some faith.
Some people are being they're absolutely wild with it. I've already posted some screens, but I've been direct messaged where somebody's like, what if Jo is actually the one stomping Lance Dev who ran off with the money? Like, they're actually saying this.
Oh,
they're
God.
so
Well,
they're
let's
so
get on.
paranoid.
Do they have a brain?
No.
That's
But
what
let's
I'm
get on.
wondering.
If he was, let's say, for sake of argument, that he was scamming us and he was going to run away with the money, which I don't believe is true. But if he was, if it is going to be that much of a financial hit to me, I shouldn't have backed the project to begin with.
Yeah. And because there's all
That's
sorts of
Kickstarter.
disclaimers already.
Yes.
There's a whole disclaimer at the bottom of the page, like, hey, you may not actually get anything. This is just in good faith.